Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. Now, first up, we welcome Douglas and Neve. Now, how do you two know each other?
We're boyfriend-girlfriend.
And where are you from, Douglas?
Originally Dublin in Ireland.
Where are you from now?
I live in Oxford now.
What do you do in Oxford, Neve?
I work for the University of Oxford.
Douglas, what do you do?
I work in IT, so I'm a desktop support administrator.
And what do you like to do when you're not doing that, Douglas?
We usually just play football, go see movies, go to see bands.
Neve, how about you? What do you like to get up to in your spare time?
I have to accompany him, not to the football part.
Not to football, but the bands?
Yeah, we go to quite a lot of live gigs, work at festivals, things like that.
Very good. Well, a warm welcome to the show, Douglas and Neve. Lovely to have you here. And next, we welcome back Ben and Tom, who were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final. This is your second and last chance. Now then, Ben, remind us how you know each other.
He's my dad.
And Tom, last time it was round 1.
I'm afraid it was, yes.
Yeah, we got confused and gave 2 popular answers rather than...
Yeah, you did. Well, they were both correct.
Yeah, but
they were just quite high scoring.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do we hope is going to come up today? Tom?
I know a little about a lot.
This is perfect.
So, but nothing about anything, really. So, I'm hoping that Ben's going to pull me through.
And how are you going to do that, Ben?
No idea. Films, football...
Good, good. Anything you're particularly hoping doesn't come?
Soaps and reality TV.
Soaps, no, but your dad, Tom, will be able to get you through that.
Yeah.
I will barely understand the question.
Well, it's lovely to have you back on the show. It was round 1 last time. We've got to hope we see much more of you today. Very, very best of luck to the pair of you. And next, we welcome Toby and Dan. Now, how do you two know each other?
We're brothers.
And where are you from, Dan?
From Yorkshire.
From
East
Yorkshire.
Yes.
And what do you do, Dan?
Well, I worked as an interpreter for 8 years at the European Union.
Wow.
So
that's a real-time interpretation.
That's simultaneous interpretation.
Simultaneous, so
yeah.
getting something in your ear and giving it... And how many languages do you...
I worked from 3 languages, French, Italian and Spanish.
And you would just hop from one to the other?
From one to the other, yeah.
What happened, though? Did you ever have those moments where suddenly you think, the thing, where you put the thing with that?
But colleagues were fantastic, because you always work in a team.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the word, someone would scribble it down, help you out.
So you'll be prepared for Pointless after the hothouse atmosphere.
Yeah.
Very good indeed. Toby, and what do you do?
I work for the RSPB, which is a nature conservation charity. So work with birds, do bird surveys, and do habitat management on our reserves, things like that.
Dan, what do you hope is going to come up?
I'm very big on languages, obviously. That would be quite a bonus.
And geography, presumably, as well, comes hand in hand with that.
Yeah, because EU countries come up a lot, I've noticed. And I've been desperately thinking of countries that end in Y. Things like that.
Very good. Well, very, very best of luck to you, Toby and Dan. It's great to have you on the show. And finally, we welcome back Vivian and Barbara, who were on the show last time as well. Vivian, remind us how you know each other.
We are social members of a bowling club in Aberdeen.
And what happened last time, Barbara?
I failed. I had 100.
You gave us Katie Price as a Blue Peter presenter, which for which I shall be eternally grateful. What do you hope is going to come up today, Vivian?
Anything that I can answer.
Fair enough. Barbara?
Literature.
Literature.
Books, films. Man United.
Fair enough. Yeah, they come up. Vivian, anything you particularly not like to see come up today?
Definitely not science and definitely nothing to do with numbers.
OK, very good. Well, we'll do our best. A warm welcome back to you. It was round 2 for you, like last time, wasn't it? OK, well, best of luck. Let's hope we see more of you again today. Okay. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as it goes along. There's only one person left for me to introduce, a man who eats, sleeps and breathes obscurity. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hiya.
Now, it's a special occasion today.
It is.
It's our 400th ever episode of Pointless.
It is.
Can you believe it?
Wait to see what you've got.
400?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like any more than 390 odd, does it?
No.
It's amazing. Amazing how time has flown.
I mean, amazing.
And you look younger, if anything.
Get out of town.
You're half the man you were, but in some ways twice the man you were.
Thank you.
But anyway, congratulations on reaching 400.
And to you, congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's very kind. Now, you know, on the last show...
Yeah.
We came up with a new TV show, which features Tom Thomas, because he's a retired vicar who lives in the Lake District. So we think, well, Tom Thomas as a detective is a big hit TV show. Now, since the last show, I've been in to pitch it to various of the broadcasters.
Yeah.
All of whom are interested, by the way. But word has got out, and now the big movie studios are involved. So just this morning, I was off on a conference call. Fox have got Anthony Hopkins lined up to play Tom.
Brilliant!
Could be pretty good. Columbia TriStar want Denzel Washington to play you. Be a pretty good Tom, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
You're still involved as the idiotic cop.
That's good. Oh, very good. All right, Mr. Thomas. All right, that's
you.
That's my part. Basically, I just...
But that aside, we should probably get on with episode 400 of Pointless, shouldn't we? I have to say, in the last 399 episodes of Pointless, I don't think a category has come up so perfectly for anybody as round 2 has come up for Dan today. So if you can make it through, it'll rather fall into your lap.
Very good indeed. Good stuff. Look forward to that. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. In order to get through to the final round and be in with a chance of winning our jackpot, our contestants need to find the obscure answers those 100 people couldn't think of. So the fewer of the 100 who got the answer, the fewer points you will score. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer. This is an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that, so today's jackpot starts off at £3,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, in this first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever pair has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, so try and make sure that's not you. OK, our category for round 1 is US politics. US politics. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, the question concerns presidents of the USA. Presidents of the USA. Richard.
Yes, in a moment, Xander's going to show you 6 first names up on the board. We need you to tell us any president of the United States who's had one of those first names or a derivation of that first name. So any president who's had one of the 6 names you're about to see. Very, very best of luck.
OK, thanks very much indeed. Now then, Doug and Niamh, you all drew lots before the show, and today you are going to go first. Here are the 6 first names, and they are Andrew, Franklin, George, James, John, William. I'll read those all one last time. Andrew, Franklin, George, James, John, and William. Now, we are looking for presidents of the United States with one of these first names. Niamh.
Not my strongest subject. So I'll have to go a bit obvious, say George Bush Sr.
George Bush Sr., says Niamh. George Bush Sr. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 said it. Absolutely right. $24. $24.
Yeah, George Herbert Walker Bush, the 41st president of the United States.
So remember, we're looking for any US president who had one of these first names. Ben.
I think Franklin D. Roosevelt.
OK, you're going to say Franklin D. Roosevelt. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said that. Absolutely right. 62.
Yeah, that's a pretty high score for FDR. The only president to be elected 4 times. Also the first ever president to appear on TV in 1939. He was on America's Got Talent.
Dan.
OK, I'm going to take a bit of a risk, and I'm going to say James Madison.
James Madison, says Dan. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 said James Madison. It's right. It's a great answer, Dan. Very well done indeed. 1. Perfect answer. James Madison.
Yeah, no risk at all there, Dan. That's a terrific answer. Yeah, the father of the Constitution, who was the 4th president. He was the shortest president as well.
Really?
5'4".
No.
Yeah.
Now then, Vivian.
Oh, gosh. I know all the first names, but remembering the surnames, I'm going to go with one which is probably quite high. John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy, says Vivian. John F. Kennedy, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Absolutely right. 25. 25 for JFK. Richard.
Yeah, the first Roman Catholic president, John F. Kennedy.
Thanks, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Dan and Toby looking very, very strong after that lovely low score of 1 from Dan in that pass. Then up to 24, where we find Neve and Douglas. Up to 25, where we find Vivian and Barbara. And then, I'm afraid, quite a hike up to 62, where we find Ben and Tom. So, Tom, we need a low score from you in the next pass. Very, very best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for presidents of the United States with these first names. There they are. Now then, Barbara, you're on 25. The high scorers on 62 are Tom and Ben. If you can score 36 or less, you're through to the next round.
William Clinton.
William Clinton. Here is your red line. If you can get below that red line, Barbara, you're through to the next round. Let's see if William Bill Clinton is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. 55. It's not bad. Takes your total up to 80. I think that's probably enough to see you through. We shall discover. Richard.
Well, it certainly makes it interesting, doesn't it? Yeah, Bill Clinton, born William Blythe, actually. He was the first Democrat president since FDR, actually, to win a second term as well.
Toby.
Well, after Dan's given such an amazing answer, I think I might play it safe and go, or hopefully safe, and go George Washington.
George Washington, says Toby. George Washington, you're on 1. The high scorers on 80 are Barbara and Vivian. There's your red line. If you can get below that, you're through. Let's see how many people said George Washington. That's right. And you're through. Very well done. 50. 50, taking your total up to 51.
Yeah, good tactics as well there. Did exactly what he needed to do. First president of the United States in 1789, George Washington.
Tom. The high scorers on 80 are Barbara and Vivian. You're on 62, so a score of 17 or less will see you through.
I'm not even sure whether he was, so I'm going to have to go for a name and hope that it's low. Andrew Litton.
Andrew Litton. Andrew Litton, says Tom. Here is your red line. It's low. Andrew Litton. Is it right? How many people said it? Oh, no, Tom. Oh, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points, which takes your total up to an unbeatable 162.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. Your first case might have to be who on earth is Andrew Litton? That might be... I don't know, perhaps he works in a solicitor's in Reigate. Something like that. But you know what? Perhaps he dreams that one day he may enter the Oval Office. President Litton. This would be a very good first episode by then. Actually, probably a good third episode of the Tom Thomas story.
It could be a subplot in the film.
That he solved a couple of crimes up in the Lake District, and then he comes down to London to be on a quiz show. And during round 1, someone is murdered.
During round 1?
Yeah, and in the end, he works out Toby did it. With a... because you're the only person with access to the poison that comes from the feathers of a particular Arctic tern.
Of course.
You see? And Tom works that out.
And then I budge in and go, oh, sorry, Rev Tom Thomas. Oh, sorry, I missed that bit. I was just coming out. All right, we're off. OK.
That's a hit.
That role is I'm going to steal the show with that, aren't I? Anyway, thank you. Now then, Douglas. Douglas, you're through to the next round. Even if you score 100 points, you won't overtake the high score of Tom and Ben. I think you might have quite a good answer for this. You've had the whole round to think of one.
Think about it. OK, I'm either going to... I have 2 choices. I think I could go for John Adams, or I might go for William Taft.
William Taft, says Douglas. Let's see if that's right. There's no red line for you, as you are already through. But let's see if William Taft is right. He's right. Oh, very well done indeed, Douglas. That's a pointless answer. It adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £3,250. It scores you nothing, leaves your total at 24. Very, very well done indeed. Great answer.
How about that? Well played, Doug. One answer on pointless, one pointless answer. It's terrific work. William Taft, absolutely, was the 27th president. He was the heaviest president as well. Was he? Yeah, he once got stuck in the bath in the White House. Whoa. That's how big he was. He was a big old unit. Wow. Now, of all the answers on this board, there is only one pointless answer. It's the only one up there. So very, very well done. Even better. Let's take a look. There's a couple of other low scorers, though. We've already seen one of them. So Doug gave us William Taft. Franklin Pierce would have scored 1. James Madison, we heard from Dan. That would have scored 1 as well. John Quincy Adams would have scored 1. Not John Adams himself. John Adams would have scored 9. The following would all have scored you 2 points. So well done if you said James Buchanan, James K. Polk, John Tyler, William Henry Harrison, or William McKinley. Another couple of low scorers. Andrew Johnson would have been 8, James Monroe 4, and James Garfield 3. Let's take a look at the top answers now, the ones that most of our 100 people said. George W. Bush was in 3rd with 60. James Carter, Jimmy Carter, of course, 61. And so top of the list, Franklin D. Roosevelt, absolutely top of the pile.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, our losing pair with their high score of 162. I'm so sorry, Tom and Ben, it's you.
Yeah.
Now then, Tom, tell us about Andrew Litton.
I can't think where I got the name from. I was just kind of struggling in the dark.
Still, it sounded great. Sadly, it was quite wrong. Well, thank you so much for playing, Tom and Ben. It's been great to have you here. You've been great contestants. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, sadly, at the end of this round, another pair will be leaving us. I wonder which pair it's going to be. Toby and Dan, fantastic answers from you. James Madison, a great answer. And then William Taft. Oh, the best answer of the whole round, the best answer possible, in fact. Well, you have one more round you have to get through on your own, and then you can put your heads together. So very, very, very best to all 3 pairs. Dan, we've been told that this is a round perfectly made for you. So very best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is modern languages. There we are. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns French words in English. French words in English. Richard.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a round all about French phrases that are commonly used in the English language. What we're going to do on each pass, we're going to show you 6 literal translations of those French phrases. You need to give us the phrase in French, please. Give us a nice obscure answer, you're going to score fewer points. Give us an incorrect answer, though, you're going to score 100 points. They're not necessarily definitions of the phrases, but they are literal translations taken from the Oxford Dictionary of English. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So here are our 6 phrases in English. We need the French phrases that are the literal translations of these, and we have got allowed to do, good journey, black beast, full step, burnt cream, and new rich. I'll read those all one last time. Allowed to do, good journey, black beast, full step, burnt cream, and new rich. There we are. We are looking for the French phrases that are literal translations of these English phrases. Douglas.
OK, I'm not very good at French. And I'm going to take a stab in the dark here. I'm just going to say bonjour for good journey.
Bonjour, says Douglas, for good journey. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said bonjour. Bad luck. For an incorrect answer, Douglas, scoring you the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry, Richard.
Yeah, sorry, but like a tourist seeing the sights, you've done everything you can on pointless already. You've had a pointless answer and a 100 in just 2 answers. Not bad going, is it? I'll give the correct answer at the end of the pass.
Dan.
Yeah. OK, yeah, that was a bit of luck. Thank you for that one. I'm going to go for false step is a faux pas.
A faux pas. A faux pas, says Dan, for full step. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Very well done indeed, Dan. Faux pas, scoring you 8
Yeah, faux pas, very well played, as we would expect. In French, it can also mean literally losing your balance as well. It can be a physical act, a faux pas.
Now then, Barbara, you're the last person to have this board, so you can take us through the whole board, if you like.
I know one. Nouveau riche for new rich.
Nouveau riche, says Barbara. Nouveau riche for new rich. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said nouveau riche. 36. 36 for nouveau riche.
Yes, applying to people who've made their wealth during their own generation. Let's go through the rest of the board, and I think while we've got Dan here, we might as well make use of his professional experience. Burnt cream, Dan?
Crème brûlée.
Crème brûlée. I'm not even going to do the pronunciation so much better. 22, that would have scored. Oh, sorry, let's do good journey for Douglas.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage, Douglas, yeah, absolutely right. Would have scored 38. Black Beast.
Bête noire.
Bête noire, absolutely. Would have scored 14. And allowed to do.
Laissez faire.
Laissez-faire, absolutely right. 4 points, that's the best answer on the board.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard and Dan. Let's take a look at our scores. We're halfway through the round. Dan, lovely low score of 8 there, so Dan and Toby looking pretty sturdy at this stage of the game. Then up to 36, where we see Barbara and Vivian, and then up to 100, I'm afraid, where Douglas and Neve are. So, Neve, we need a brilliant answer from you. How good's your French?
Un peu.
Good enough. Best of luck. Well, let's hope that's enough to get you through to the next round. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more English translations of French phrases on the board, and here they come. We have got blow of state, household of 3, sweet note, already seen, joy of living, and famous case. I'll read those all one last time. Blow of state, household of 3, sweet note, already seen, joy of living, and famous case. Now remember, we are looking for the common French phrases, of which these are the literal English translations. And Vivian, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. You're on 36, pretty good score. Neve and Douglas are way ahead on 100. So if you can score 63 or less, you are through to the head-to-head.
I'm afraid I've no idea at all. I'll go household of 3, Chateau Trois.
Chateau Trois, drinking very well this year. Here is your red line. There it is. If you get below that with Chateau Trois, I'll eat the column. Let's see if it's right. How many people said Chateau Trois? Bad luck, Vivian. Brave effort, but I'm afraid an incorrect answer. It takes your total up to 136.
Yeah, sorry, Vivian. Terrific news for Neve, though. It's game on now, I think.
Now then, Toby, you are through to the next round. Even if you score 100 points, you won't overtake the high score of Vivian and Barbara. I think you're going to be pretty good at this as well, aren't you?
I'll give it a shot. I'm not sure if my pronunciation is going to be as good as Dan. I'm sure it's not going to be. But I would say, for famous case, I would say cause célèbre.
Cause célèbre, says Toby. Cause célèbre. No red line for you. You're already through. Let's see how many people said cause célèbre. Very well done. 8. You match Dan's low score on the first pass. Your total is 16. Very well done indeed, Richard.
Yes, well played, Toby. Sailing through means what it says, really. A case arousing widespread controversy, a cause célèbre.
Neve. Now we have a game. The high scorers on 136 are Vivian and Barbara. You're on 100. You need to score 35 or less to stay in the game. Could you talk us through the board, Neve?
There's 2 that I'm pretty sure are right. Already seen and joy of living. So I think I've survived by the skin of my teeth on this one. I'll go for joy of living. Joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre, says Neve. Joie de vivre. There is your red line. If you get below that red line, you're through to the next round. Let's see. How many people said joie de vivre? Is right. Oh, no! 37. You needed 35. Oh, dear, oh, dear. That takes your total up to 137.
Ooh, that was pretty close, wasn't it? Yeah, déjà vu. If you said déjà vu, you'd have been right. There's already seen. Would have scored you 29 points. Would have seen you safely through. Dan, do you fancy finishing these off for us? So Household of 3, it's not Chateau Trois.
Ménage à trois.
It is a ménage à trois, something very different altogether. Yeah, absolutely. Would have scored 28 points. Blow of State.
Coup d'état.
Coup d'état, absolutely. Would have scored 5 points. Now, Sweet Note is a pointless answer. Very well done at home if you said...
Billet doux.
Billet doux. Absolutely right. A love letter.
Thank you very much, Richard and Dan. So, at the end of our second round, the losing pair with their high score of 137. Oh, Niamh, that was bad luck. That was bad luck. And you so nearly went for déjà vu, which would have seen you through. But, yeah, 2 correct answers. I'm afraid, Douglas, it was your high score of 100, I'm afraid, that doomed you. But we will see you again next time, and we'll look forward to that very much indeed. Meanwhile, thanks very much for playing, Niamh and Douglas.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Congratulations, Toby and Dan, Vivian and Barbara. You are now only 1 round away from the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £3,250. You're now going to go head-to-head, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, but the big difference is you're now allowed to confer. So, Toby and Dan, some great answering from you. Lovely low scores there, but particularly impressed that you both had identical scores in round 2.
I know.
Very good, very brotherly, I felt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic.
He gets paid to do that, and I don't. So I think I should get a special point.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. Now, and Vivian, Chateau Trois. Did you think
When it came up, I remembered it, but I'm not...
Well, you got the Trois right. It's just a slightly grander household than we were after,
yes.
that's it.
The castle.
There we are. Anyway, well, very, very best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns girl band members. Girl band members. Richard.
Yes, we're going to show you 5 pictures of women who've been members of girl bands who've had 1 or more UK top 10 singles. Can you tell us with which girl bands are the following most associated? Very best of luck.
OK, thanks, Richard. Let's reveal our 5 girl band members, and here they come. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 girl band members. Toby and Dan, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you go first.
Oh. Do you know? There's one.
Yes.
I'm sure.
I think we can get maybe 3 of them.
Really?
So, I think A, Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child A, say Toby and Dan. Vivian and Barbara, the board is yours. Talk us through it.
Well, I only know B and E. B is Girls Aloud and E is Spice Girls. Don't know the others. So we'll go for B, Girls Aloud.
B, Girls Aloud, say Vivian and Barbara. B, Girls Aloud. So Toby and Dan have said A, Destiny's Child. Let's see if that's right. If it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Destiny's Child. It's right. $23. 23. Very well done indeed. Vivian and Barbara have said B, Girls Aloud. B, Girls Aloud. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said that. It's right. 43. Very well done, Toby and Dan. After 1 question, you are up 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played, gentlemen. Let's take a look through the rest of them. C. Do you know C?
Bananarama.
Yes, Karen Woodward from Bananarama. Absolutely right. It's the best answer on the board. Would have scored 4 points. Very well done if you said that at home. There's another good answer, D. That's Alicia Dixon, and she was in Mystique. 12 points. And Emma Bunton, obviously the last one who was in the Spice Girls, but that was a big scorer, as you'd expect. 59 points for Emma Bunton. Biggest answer on that board.
Thanks very much. Now, here comes your second question. Vivian and Barbara, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Best of luck. It concerns two-word film titles beginning with the. Two-word film titles beginning with the.
Absolutely. We're going to show you 5 titles of such films up on the board that we're going to show you the and then the first initial of that film. We're then going to show you a pair of actors who appeared in the film. Can you name any of these 5 films, please?
Thanks very much, Richard. So let's reveal our two-word film titles, and here they are. We have got the B, Rod Taylor, Tippi Hedren. The R, Richard Burton, Gene Simmons. The E, Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair. The G, Dustin Hoffman, Anne Bancroft. And the S, Paul Newman, Robert Redford. I'll read those all one last time. The B, Rod Taylor, Tippi Hedren. The R, Richard Burton, Gene Simmons. The E, Ellen Burstyn, Linda Blair. The G, Dustin Hoffman, Anne Bancroft. And the S, Paul Newman, Robert Redford. Vivian and Barbara, you go first this time.
Exorcist. Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair's The Exorcist, I think. Yeah. Go for Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair, The Exorcist.
The Exorcist, you are saying. The Exorcist. Now then, Toby and Dan, you can talk aloud now and take us through the board.
Yeah. The Graduate is Sir Hoffman and Bancroft. The Sting, but I think they'll both be higher than The Exorcist.
I'm hesitating between The Sting and the Birds.
I think The Birds.
Okay.
We're going for The Birds.
So Dan and Toby are going to say The Birds, Rod Taylor and Tippi Hedren. So we have The Exorcist versus The Birds. Vivian and Barbara said The Exorcist. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Oh, very well done. 16. That's a great score. Very well played. I wonder if that's going to be good enough to keep you in the game. It might well be. Toby and Dan have gone for The Birds. Let's see if that's right. If it is, let's see how many people said The Birds. It's right. It's got to beat 16. Ooh, 22. 22. Very well done, Vivian and Barbara. That's exactly what you needed to do. You're back in the game. After 2 questions, it's 1-1. Richard.
Yes, we'll play Vivian and Barbara. There's only one answer that would have beaten The Exorcist, actually, so you put them in a very tough position, and that is the second one down. Burton was nominated for an Oscar for it. It's his first ever film in CinemaScope, and it was called The Robe. For 3 points, The Robe. Well done if you got that. The G is The Graduate. That would have scored 38 points, and The Sting would have scored you more than The Birds. It would have scored you 28.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So here comes the third question, our decider. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final and plays for the jackpot. It concerns Mozart. Mozart, Richard.
Yes, we're going to show you 5 clues now leading to facts about the composer Mozart. Whoever gives us the most obscure answer is playing for the jackpot, so very best of luck, both teams.
OK, let's reveal our 5 clues to facts about Mozart, and here they come. We have got the modern-day country in which he was born, the century in which he lived, the first name by which he is usually known, first name of his wife, and the composer accused in fiction of poisoning Mozart. I'll read all those one last time. The modern-day country in which he was born, the century in which he lived, the first name by which he is usually known, the first name of his wife, and the composer accused in fiction of poisoning Mozart. Now, Toby and Dan, you answer first again this time.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know all but one. Yeah, I'm going to go for the composer, which is Antonio Salieri.
Salieri. Salieri, the composer who is accused in fiction of poisoning Mozart. Vivian and Barbara, the board is yours.
Well, we think his first name was, by what is known as Amadeus.
Amadeus. Amadeus, you are saying. So we have Salieri versus Amadeus. Toby and Dan, Salieri. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 said it. It's right. It's a great answer. Look at that. 12. Very well done indeed. Vivian and Barbara have said Amadeus was his first name by which he was known. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Amadeus. Bad luck, bad luck. An incorrect answer, I'm afraid, which means Toby and Dan, after 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1. Very well done indeed, Richard.
Well played, Toby and Dan. Yeah, it's Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Absolutely right. Would have scored you 33, so wouldn't have seen you through anyway. There's one answer here that would have seen you through, but let's take a look at the others first. The modern-day country in which he was born was Austria. Scored you 45. Lived, of course, in the 18th century. That would have scored you 26. And the best answer on the board is the first name of his wife.
Constanza.
Constance, absolutely right, Dan. Yep, Constance for 2 points. So well done if you said that at home.
Thanks very much indeed. So, our losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid it's Vivian and Barbara. But you put up a good fight.
Oh, yes.
You did very well. The Exorcist, a great answer there. Girls Aloud, good answer too. Sadly beaten by Destiny's Child. But you played very well throughout the show. I'm sorry, this is where we say goodbye. But Vivian and Barbara, thanks so much for playing. But for Toby and Dan, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Toby and Dan. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £3,250. Well, you've done so well. You've just done brilliantly. Great answering the whole way through the show. And I was particularly impressed in that last head-to-head question, the Mozart question. You went for Salieri, but you had a better answer in reserve. You knew Constanza.
I wasn't sure.
OK, but there you are.
Safe.
You had that just to back you up. Now, the rules are very, very simple. To win the money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. We've had one pointless answer on the show today. You only have to find one more now, and you will go home with our jackpot. Firstly, you've got to choose a category, and you have a choice of 5 options. They are Scandinavian authors, place names, funky music, 20th century dramatists, and horse racing.
I think I've got to give a place name, surely.
Place names.
Yeah. Do you,
20th
sure?
20th century dramatist.
No, I'm not certain.
No. The funky music sounds most fun. But,
Toby is very funky. So I'm tempted.
The place names, that's fine. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, place names.
Place names it is, yeah.
Place names it
would
is.
be great.
OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many one-word countries with 10 or more letters in their name. Richard.
Yes, we're looking for any country of the world whose common English name is a single word consisting of 10 letters or more, please. As always, by country, we mean a member of the UN that is a sovereign state. So one word, non-hyphenated, with 10 letters or more, please. Best of luck.
Right, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £3,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Yeah.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
Okay.
Thought
Well, Madagascar.
Guatemala?
Definitely. Guatemala's good. There's... oh, it's amazing. Your mind goes blank.
Yeah.
Madagascar's very good. Guatemala I like. Venezuela. That's long enough, I think. Need to do it on my knees.
Yeah.
I like Guatemala.
Guatemala?
No, we need more.
Oh, sorry, we need
answers.
3.
Yeah. Focused, Dob, focused.
Zimbabwe's not enough.
No, I'm not good enough at maths. We've definitely
What about
got
Kurdistan?
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan, that's a very good one. Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan. Oh, that's a good
So
10 seconds left.
Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Guatemala.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them.
OK, you've got 3. Brilliant. We'll stop the clock. We were looking for one-word countries with 10 or more letters. I now need your 3 answers.
Okay. So Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah. Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan.
And Guatemala.
And Guatemala. Now, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
I think Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan, we'll put that one last. Which is your least likely, do you think?
Guatemala.
Guatemala we'll put first. OK, let's put those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Guatemala, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan. OK, we were looking for one-word countries with 10 or more letters. Guatemala was your first answer. You only have to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that jackpot of £3,250. So let's see, Guatemala, is it right? No.
Not a great surprise.
I think unfortunately, not a pointless answer. But to be honest, Guatemala was just a filler, really, wasn't it? You only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Toby, what would you do with £3,250?
One of the things we were hoping to do is Dan's been quite ill recently, so we're hoping to give it to the hospital that's been supporting Dan.
Very, very well done. Good. Very good. Well, very, very best of luck. Let's hope one of these 2 remaining answers wins it for you. We are looking for one-word countries with 10 or more letters. Let's hope nobody said your next answer, Kyrgyzstan. Has to be right, then it has to be pointless. And if it's both of those things, you leave here with £3,250. So let's see how many people said Kyrgyzstan. Well, it's right. Your first answer of Guatemala didn't quite add up, but Kyrgyzstan most certainly does. Now it's taking us down into the 20s, into the teens, into single figures. If this goes down to 0, you leave with the jackpot. Very well done. You've done it. That's a brilliant, brilliant answer. Very well done, you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Kyrgyzstan was a pointless answer, which means you go home with a jackpot of £3,250. Brilliant. Very, very well played. Richard?
Yeah, very well played, guys. You've been a class act since the moment you appeared on the show. Very, very well done. Turkmenistan, your other answer, would have scored 2 points. Oh. So well done, Kyrgyzstan. There's actually only 4 pointless answers on the whole list, so let's take a look at these, see if you've got any of these at home. Kyrgyzstan, right at the top there. Mauritania would have been a pointless answer. Micronesia, another good one. Well done if you got that. Montenegro would have been a pointless answer. And Seychelles, also a pointless answer. Turkmenistan's got 12 letters. It's actually the second longest on the list. There's only one country that has a single word with more letters than Turkmenistan. Do you know what that is?
No idea.
Liechtenstein. Oh. Liechtenstein, the longest of them all. Liechtenstein would have scored you 2 points, though, but it's the longest.
There we are. Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Toby and Dan, who go away with today's jackpot of £3,250. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.